this money that I've made through All American Sun Ovens, I have had to basically threaten them to pay me. All the, this is my commission for the sale of an oven. And, they would hold 3 payments and not pay me. At one time, they had 4 payments that they hadn't paid me. Well, now they have this much that they owe me. $207. And they won't pay me. They've owed me since then. And, when the original owner let his affiliates, myself being included, know that he was having cash problems, he was cash strapped, I didn't hassle him about the money they owed me. I did not want to see an American company go under. And I wanted him to do well, and I was prepared to write it off. Just forget the money he owed me. But he suddenly, I guess he got a loan or something, and suddenly everybody got paid. Well, then he sold the company to an investment group. Well, investment groups are heartless, and since then, from here down, I've been paid. The investment group has bought this company, and I called about being paid a while back, and they haven't paid me. So I just called again, and lady who answered the phone said, "Well, we're really cash strapped, and we don't know what we're going to do." "Oh, okay, you don't know what you're going to do. You don't know if you're going to pay me. I have excuse me. I have limited resources for income, And if I do my part for these people, I expect them to do their part. And they're not. And it looks like they're going to screw a whole lot of affiliates out of the money they owe them. So, my point is, I am not going to... It's a shame. This is the only fully American-made, 100% American-made solar oven. It's really a good product. And it is a real shame that they've gotten into this predicament because, the next step is usually bankruptcy and they're gone. Or they'll start making it in China, selling it for the same price. And, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to represent them anymore. So, I've stopped putting a link to their ovens in my video descriptions. And I'm actually going to put a little more effort into encouraging people to shop through my Amazon link because they're honest and they're the only ones that have paid me, monthly without a hesitation. And now, as it is, every month on Amazon, I make enough to cover there's only been a few times when I didn't make enough on my Amazon to cover the weekly Saturday thing giveaways. And now I have finally started making enough to cover the giveaways every week plus a few more dollars. And by a few, I mean, a handful of dollars, 20 or 30. So I'm going to put a little more effort into, without being one of them jerks that don't shut up about their Amazon link, I am going to put it in more places for people to easily access. And I'm going to drop Rata Cutlery and All American Sun Ovens off my potential source of additional income because I don't want to do the work and not get paid for it, Anyway, I just thought I'd tell you what's happening with this company, and it's a real shame. I hate to see an American company go like this, but once the owner couldn't pay me, and then got a loan to pay everybody, and who knows what else. I don't know the finer details of that, but the new owner of this, they are an investment group. They had a live call-in for the affiliates like me, and there's only like a half a dozen people in the room that bothered to phone in. It was basically a phone in meeting. And I wanted to be sure that they were going to continue paying us. And he said, absolutely, without a doubt. You continue pushing our ovens and we will continue paying you. Yeah, well, that didn't happen. And I think we all know what the next step is going to be. They're going to cannibalize this company, or they may have already. They're going to start making it out of junk made in China, and they're going to ask the same price. And so anyway, I'm done with them. I won't represent them anymore. Have a good day, y'all.
It happens within seconds. You don't even have time to
Okay.
think about it.
Do you want to tell the coming out of Savannah on 16 story, and that hawk?
Oh, it was yeah. I think you already told that story.
I don't think I have told that story.
I know one night coming out of Savannah, I hadn't been driving very long. We were on 16, and the further I came west on 16, I was convinced. I was lost. I wasn't on the right road. I was driving to hell because there was nothing. There was no cars. There was no traffic. And most of all, I did not see a JB Hunt truck. And that was my rule of thumb. You were good and you were on the right road, and you weren't, on roads you shouldn't be on if you see a Schneider or a JB Hunt truck. Well, that entire length, I did not see a JB Hunt truck, and I was almost in tears because.
I don't know about now because it's been a long time, but back then there wasn't much between Macon and Savannah.
Well, no, and you go across there at like 3 or 4 in the morning. You were the only vehicle around. And I know this. I mean, people would laugh hearing me say this now, but I've drove from Shreveport all the way to Meridian and maybe pass or have 2 vehicles pass me, and that's a 5-hour.
Okay, tell the story of the hawk and the rabbit.
Well, you always make fun of me when
I won't make
that
fun of
story.
you. I won't make fun of you.
But it was very scary, and I hated
Okay.
that the hawk died. It
Okay.
gave its life up on your mirror.
Are you going to tell the story?
Well, okay, we were driving along, and this hawk had flew down to pick this gigantic rabbit up on the edge of the road. He caught a rabbit, and he was desperately trying to get airborne, and he couldn't. And he wouldn't drop the rabbit, so he hit our mirror and got hung up on it. Well, of course, it killed it, but it looked as though it was going to crash into the window. Scared the bejeebers out of me, yes. Okay, your turn to make fun of me.
I'm not going to make fun of you. She cried. She started to cry.
Well, I hated that the hawk died.
So the hawk is flapping around, stuck to our mirror. And was I driving or you driving?
Hey!
Dear Lord.
Get in.
Stir crazy kids on
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's rained all day, so they're going
And
nuts.
yesterday they had to stay in the house, and
So anyway, I had to pull over and roll the window down and knock the hawk off the mirror, listening to my wife cry, just crying away about that poor old hawk.
well, okay, tell them the story about that owl from hell
The owl from hell.
that scared you to death.
Okay, we're coming. We're out by Abilene, coming east on 20, and as I was going through Abilene, it was night, and something flew up and just missed my windshield and went over the top of the truck, and then I hear this gigantic thud, and it was a bird of some sort. I didn't know what kind it was. So we get to our terminal in Fort Worth, Irving, actually. Wasn't it Irving?
That's where the new one was.
The new one was in
It
Irving, yeah.
was a new one, yeah.
Our old terminal was in Grapevine. Anyway, I get to the terminal in Irving, and I go through the bay to get your truck inspected. Nobody says nothing. And I back up to a door, and I go back, and I open the doors on the back of my trailer, and back in. I get out of the truck. I dolly down my landing gear, crank down my landing gear,
and I go around to the front of my trailer behind my cab to unhook my airlines, and there's this freaking giant ass owl, and it's windy, and his wings are flapping around, and I was convinced that owl was coming out to get me. That was the biggest owl I ever saw. What do they call that owl?
It was a barred.
A barred owl?
Yeah, a barred owl.
It was
Barred
massive,
owl.
but it wasn't actually alive, but the wind was blowing his wings
I take
around.
it back. It was a great horned owl. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
it was
yeah,
huge.
It was a big one, the great big one.
It was huge, and it had fangs and teeth, and it was breathing fire, and it
Yeah,
was coming to
Brad,
get
I
me.
just see Brad running past the truck. like the truck was on fire, you know?
So when I finally calmed down about this bird, then I got to figure out what the hell am I going to do? I'm in the terminal. I mean, they're going to see me if I throw it away. What am I going to do with
Yeah,
it?
and listen to this. You ran. You didn't even come get me. You were just running. You left me there for the owl to
And
get.
if I had a pistol, I'd have shot you in the leg, so I could have got away.
Yeah. You didn't even bother to tell me to run. You just ran.
Okay.
Okay, now wait.
What?
Beverly has
No,
her.
I don't have one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
Oh,
You've
come
got
on.
Millions. Tell them about the
No.
Indians throwing.
Oh, no. I just told you that story.
Well,
You
I
tell
know.
it.
Tell.
You tell it. You tell
you-
stories better than me.
No, you tell it just fine. Tell the
I'm 40
Indians.
eastbound, going through New Mexico. I don't remember the mile marker. 75 miles an hour. I came around this little curve, and there were three really drunk young Indian guys standing right in the right-hand lane, off the shoulder in the lane. And I had to swerve not to run over them. And one of them threw a t-shirt at the truck, and it caught on the side mirror.
Go freak me out.
And I almost jackknifed because I did hit my brakes. I thought I was going to run over by all of them. They were that close to the road.
Did you, when you hit your brakes, did you dump Jim onto the bed?
No, but he definitely.
I bet it woke him up, huh?
I only did that a couple of times, but he always, if it happened, he knew something out of the ordinary was going on.
Okay. See ya for next story time.
I don't.
Okay, I've had this Honda Fit for a while now, and that's what my average is over almost 500 miles,
What was it? I can tell.
40.1. When I drive it, when you drive it, it's like 35.
No, it's not.
It does. When you bring it back, the fuel mileage is bottomed out.
Well, I don't drive like an old man.
Well,
either.
I drive like an old man. Sorry.